are back with the latest episode of a podcast, Let's Talk Shop, wherein we talk about various essential things which help us to make better design decisions and make us industry ready. I am Gurleen Kaur Bedi, your host for today, and we are in conversation with the Chief Design Officer, Mr. Nihal Pimpale, who has a very strong hold in user experience and is a design mentor as well. And we are very glad to have you here, sir. And I'm pretty sure that we are going to have an amazing conversation after attending your class.
Looking forward to. Thank you. Thank you.
So, sir, heading on, as a designer, it is very important to communicate your design projects very well with the team or with the recruiters so that everybody is on the same page. So, but sometimes fresher designers like us lack that ability. So, what is your suggestions or opinion? How can designers improve this part?
So when you say communication, you mean it's related to the portfolio or to communicate once the portfolio is prepared?
Once the portfolio is prepared, then creating a narrative and showing it to the recruiters, presenting.
So see, essentially communication is a core skill that any designer, and even beyond the design as a profession, one has to consider, right? It is purely about selling what is that you're preparing, what is that you're crafting, right? It's a life skill, if I may put it that way, but you need to be able to articulate the decisions. Why have you made what you have made? You can choose the language that you're comfortable in. You can choose the medium that you're comfortable in, meaning you can shoot a video if that's what you're comfortable with. You can write it down if that's how you can express best. That's about your individual capability in terms of how you can take it to one or more people. But communication for anyone is super critical, whether it's a junior designer or a senior designer or an industry professional who is taking products to the market. So yes, it is extremely important. But how can they do it is, like I said, one is choosing the right medium. B is being very articulate and sure about the solution that they have already built, right? It's something that you have done over the weeks, right? So you know what decisions you have taken. You know the journey through which you went. Correct? So who better than you to be able to say it out? If one has language barriers or confidence of not being able to put it out there, you can rehearse just to begin with, right? But assuming that someone else will do the job or it'll sell itself is being in that misconception. And one has to step out of it. So one, like I said, medium. Second, like I said, since you're the one who's done this. Third is you can do it with your friends to begin with, right? Because that's your comfort zone, correct? So maybe like you and I are having a conversation right now, right? You can catch hold of anyone who is willing to listen to you, right? You yourself will see the way you're articulating, and then if you keep doing it more than a few times, you yourself will get better at it. That'll give you confidence, and the moment you have that, you know how to best to take it up.
Right. So choosing a medium plays a very important role as well, as you say. So heading towards talking about designers and their portfolios, there's a trend seen today, having a good social media presence, having a Instagram, maybe having an Instagram page telling insights of UX UI or putting screenshots on Dribble. So what is your opinion? Does these things add on to the person's or the candidate's portfolio when it comes to the recruitment or hiring?
There's nothing wrong doing that, but it's incorrect to assume that that's going to land you where you want to be. At the end of the day, what are you trying to do is the question. Are you trying to grow your social media audience? If yes, you have to do it, and you have to basically keep taking feedback. I know a lot of designers who I end up following. They are UX designers, but I end up following them, seeing what they're doing. but that's their stream that they've chosen, right? They may be working somewhere, but they also want to like increase their audience. So with that regard, sure, being there helps. Also, you get feedback from the media, right? The other designers who are out there, you don't even know them. They give you feedback through comments. So yes, it does help in a way, but it's incorrect to assume that if you're applying somewhere, because you have social media following, you're gonna get that job. I don't think that's like a good fit. I'm sure it may work, but I don't think one has to like keep that as a preparation point to go out there.
Right, sir. And while I was going through your LinkedIn ID, I came across two very inquisitive words. One was conversational UI and another was rapid prototyping. Could you please explain these terms?
Sure. Rapid prototyping is extremely common. Been around for years actually. It's nothing but being able to quickly put the initial experience together to be able to test whether it works or not, so that you can reiterate. And there are many ways to prototype rapidly. I mean, like the name itself suggests, right? You could just use paper prototypes. You could use tools, right? In fact, tools are better because tools have already evolved. So anything that you can quickly put together that takes you from A to B, what you're trying to achieve as a goal, but do it in a shorter period of time, that essentially is rapid prototyping, as opposed to you spending hours and days and weeks and then figuring out, hey, it doesn't work. It's of no use, right? What can you build using as less resources as possible, things that are around you, right? If you're making a physical prototype, maybe are there like some boxes or strings, whatever it is around you that can help you put it together. If it's a digital prototype that you're trying to do, then are there any artifacts that are already out there that you can like bank on to make something faster? So the point is not to make it perfect,
Right, sir.
to make it fast enough so that you can test it out if it works or not. If it does, then you can like do all the intricate work within that. Your other question was conversational UI,
Yes.
right? As the name suggests, that is about conversations, and if you know the devices, Alexa or HomePods, right? They don't have an interface to look at. That's something which you can hear, right? That is one way. That's one type of conversational interface.
So moving ahead, when a candidate is showing multidisciplinary skills in their portfolio, for example, their photography skills or their cooking skills, something like that, so does this gives an add-on to them, add-on to the resourcefulness, or they act as a counterproductive for them while they are showcasing their portfolio to the recruiters?
Depending on the number of projects that you have, if they are primarily related to or in context of the kind of job that you want to get into. You said photography, right? If that happens to be your passion and that's what you want to get into and you have more of that work, it's only going to help. But let's just say you're talking about immersive experiences, right? And that's what you're focusing on. But you just have one project and the rest of it you have user interface projects, then you're definitely confusing the recruiter.
Right.
What am I in the first place trying to hire the person for? So you need to be clear what position you're trying to apply for. Your portfolio is your window to showcase those skills. So first and foremost, the basics have to be taken care of, which is if you're trying to apply for a user experience designer position, then ensure that all the projects that you have, all the capabilities and skills that you want to show are covered. Now, on top of that, like I said, personality is one of the areas that you have to cover, right? When it comes to that, sure, I think it's great to show that part, that you get peace when you're cooking, I write that myself in the profile, right? If it's add-on design related skills, there's no harm writing about it. What's important to keep in mind is that you don't mix up those two things as work and personality. They need to be separate. You need to basically be able to bifurcate that. But to be able to show that, hey, this is all that you can do is wonderful. And at the same time, you are extremely focused on the position or the job, the role that you're looking forward to.
Showing your passion and interest at the same time, creating a balance, prioritizing.
I mean, it could still be your passion, right? I mean, you could be extremely passionate about photography. You could be extremely passionate about sound design, right? And you have things around it. It's only going to help you. What is ancillary is something that you need to know.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your insights. It's really helped me a lot, and I hope it helped you a lot and you have soaked in all the value bombs. To watch more design-driven content, you can follow Chitkara Design School on Instagram and LinkedIn. And to watch previous video of our podcast, Let's Talk Shop, you can jump onto Chitkara Design School YouTube channel and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Until then, this is me, Gurleen, signing off.